Makes Dan Hurley king, and he greeted these students earlier today. They've been waiting over 12 hours. Our team has already played a game. They lost Monday at Temple, but got off to a strong start in that game. They are led by Tanner over the last 2 seasons, 68-11. And would you have ever known it by being at shoot-around? Today's history. Huskies in the home white, Sacred Heart in the red. The tip goes to the Pioneers. Tanner Thomas was the one who got it started for Sacred Heart. Caravan shut him down. Total in the offseason with 10 on the shot clock. Downstairs to Samson Johnson, who traveled.
What we see wasn't against him and play on the stage. You can see that type of motivation.
Samson Johnson with the steal, and Johnson with a slam to start. This is Aiden Carpenter in his 5th season of college basketball. And the shot clock
on for what you can do when anchoring the inside.
After Donovan Clingan was the main man inside, this is Johnson's show. He's off on this at 4 or 5 different ways they can run it as Caravan comes up with another shutdown. Liam McNeely, his first career pull. Go for Raymond Espinal-Guzman. Here come the Huskies. Solo ball. Hit that from Hartford.
Jump is there.
Carpenter off to Makai Connor.
I like my friends.
Just a freshman. Connecticut kid. Mahaney.
Been confident stepping into it here tonight.
Ball left wide open. Caravan with McNeely weaving his way and fouled. He'll head to the line. Both head coaches earlier today, and in a lot of ways they mirrored one another, saying this time an entry to Samson Johnson who connects.
Nice pass. He's got size. Good.
Years has been so dominant with those interior presences, whether it be Adama Sanogo
game, the Michigan transfer, and his game and style is a little bit different. More of that back to the basket play.
Alex Caravan to the 10. 13.4 steal performance, a transfer from Wilmington University. And a turnover. Farouk. Off to Espinal-Guzman, down to 2. They get a look with 1, and it goes. Myri.
Quick shot. That's a nice offensive possession by Sacred Heart.
3 for 3 are the Pioneers from deep. Ball came around the horn and knocked it down with a greeting. Caravan takes the Caravan for a ride.
What a play here early on. No nerves on this opener.
Mid-season form for both from downtown, and a foul on Reed.
It brings so much to the table, but that willingness to share the basketball, keep it out. I mean, starting with the defense, and you're already seeing that, and that was so much of what I know we'll get into. Do that is see Sacred Heart here coming to a zone off this possession.
McNeely broke it right to the...
Told us they knew they had to come in with, and I think they've done a nice job of it.
Off the bench.
And he's a shooter. He can knock down a 3-point shot with ease.
Hassan Diarra was fouled.
Pulling them down is not that easy.
Hassan Diarra, a 5th-year man who transferred into this.
Said it. He used to be a spark off the bench. Now what does it look like if he takes another step?
The pace leads to Jalen Stewart, who's short. Reed, Diarra, Terrace, Reed, Liam McNeely, Stewart, and Mahaney on the floor for the Huskies. Liam McNeely with an air ball. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 10. This is Tanner Thomas, Sacred Heart's leading scorer. And we got a foul on Terrace Reed. That's his second. Telegraphed by Stewart.
Yeah, that's it. You could read it the whole way.
Johnson altering that. As this Sacred Heart team gave Temple all they could handle. Is now that's a foul on Samson.
Before they had 24 points off turnovers. They shot the ball poorly from 3, which was a difference.
Diarra in transition hits. Here's Stewart handling point duties right now, and Myri Stewart, it's 9 of the team's 17, a Division II transfer. Thought about it, drives on McNeely, and now works his way to a foul.
Again, this is exactly what Anthony Latina has asked of his group.
First year. Caravan extra pass to Liam McNeely.
Beauty. Hey, that's
Carpenter deflected by Caravan. Tough shot it goes. Tanner Thomas. His first.
that even more, but they've got size across the board.
Shot clock at 9 and a turnover. The 5th by.
Simulates a real game, especially a emotional one like this in the opening.
That's the 6th Sacred Heart freshman to Aiden Mahaney. The impact transfer from St. Mary's. McNeely. That's his shot.
Ever. But Bryce Johnson is.
Let's take another look at this.
Watch. Yeah, just kind of smacks him across the face off. You know, take the headset off or lip read, and I'm not great at that. So again, that's why I normally leave it to you.
Now an entry to Tanner Thomas. Just 2 points for the leading scorer for Sacred Heart. That is his game.
And that's such a tough.
Anthony Latina told us Tanner Thomas works the hardest he's ever seen a player. That's a blocking foul.
Expectations now having him back. A big season could be ahead.
Caravan from the corner. Backs it down.
We've seen some miscommunication, which, you know, that could be understood.
Solo ball. Game 1. Johnson getting a step on Reed, and Bryce Johnson.
He is. He's a.
Liam McNeely. Reed fighting for it, reels it in. Caravan. Alex Caravan has it. Comes the junior. Ball.
As long as you're doing it with discipline.
Terrace Reed. Caravan sticks it back. Alex
taking that on, taking on the responsibility.
Diarra with the steal. 8th turnover. McNeely attacks in his foul.
And I think, you know, there's certain things, we see this often, especially with the elite level programs, of where these players are coming for a stretch of the preseason.
Becoming great friends with Cooper Flagg at Montverde Academy, a national championship team.
But that's a part of it. It's what you learn there and how you learn what it takes to succeed.
That's Terrace Reed with 2 hands.
In a way that he could make that quick reverse.
8 unanswered for the Huskies. Thomas in a tie-up with Reed. That is the physical. Johnson making up the new Connecticut tandem at the center position. And how about the Thomas to Johnson with a nice spin move in the left hand.
About how he's come back even more improved here in his second stint with Sacred Heart. You see it in the experience.
Solo ball response. Diarra with 6. The 5th-year senior with 4. Diarra with 3. Diarra with a teardrop. It never hit the rim.
Big points. It's allowed the Huskies to get out and run, and they're also balancing it out with some highly efficient show the ball for Uconn. Yes, they have a 15-point lead, but I think they could be a little cleaner. Take care of the ball more often.
Tanner Thomas. That's who Sacred Heart goes to. He's long this time.
Fouls. You want that to continue here.
Alex Caravan has been perfect tonight. 6. And Caravan has this swiped. Aiden Carpenter. Caravan stuffed it. Caravan gave a thump, this time giving it away.
Spencer and Klingon and Castle, but kind of get your legs under you and get right into the rhythm.
Shot clock didn't. Thomas driving on McNeely, offensive rebound. Johnson's been there time and
he is just tracking timing this push by Johnson, and look at him. He's coming from behind, beautiful job.
7th block. We're on double watch for Caravan, with blocks being the second piece of the puzzle. Going auction style for players. We are selective as much as we're recruiting them. Life on the mountaintop. Johnson with another stuff. It will
just cover so much space and blocking outside his range.
That was is a foul.
Al
Gusman, the redshirt junior. Well, starts to his name last year, majoring in management and finance.
And that's why I am so his job in allowing them to understand what he's asking, the system that they're running, and where they're supposed to be in a connected way.
Harris Reed playing rebound. Now McNeely with the left hand, the 5.
This program is a whole, and the carryover of understanding what expectations are. Expectations for Uconn.
As Solo ball knocks down.
Demands that he brings on both ends of the court. You're going to be elite offensively, but even better defensively.
12 and
type of pressure.
Bob, his wife Christine, a staple here at Uconn games. Terrace Reed. Second, third effort, he'll go.
Antonio Lang, Christian Leitner there. Remember, I see Grant Hill all the time.
Celebrity status in all of college basketball, but also hosting different events. Jalen Stewart is short this time. John Fanta, Sarah Kustak, our wonderful Fox Sports crew. Happy opening week in college basketball as Reed is foul in them eventually saying, you know what, it's UConn. We're going to
break down his offense and then get into the weeds of how sophisticated everything is. But
Yara. Reed battled into the offensive rebound. Diarra. Reed another offense.
Fascinated with me of him talking about the family atmosphere, about the players, about getting the program right, for just the relationship you have with watching these players grow.
Turnover by Connecticut here. Reed was all over that. Reed again on an island. Terrace Reed.
That's tough.
11th UConn giveaway. Miller, another shutdown by Terry last year with close to 6 blocks per game. Thomas, Sarah, Anthony Latina told.
Long finish to the season last year, especially in the Big East tournament and the semis and the final.
Seattle kid.
And it's getting an opportunity to see what you have. These minutes matter, and you could say it about
his first chunk for UConn. They'll take on New Hampshire. Alley-oop, Samson Johnson from Alex Caravan. Chunk of 4 games before Maui, the Maui Invitational. Things will ramp up, but they want everybody to be.
Nice little touch pass by Caravan up top. And Johnson just throwing it down. It's beautiful ball movement.
What's going on? And he said, what's going on? It's a UConn game day, and there's nothing better than that. Kansas at number 1. They'll take on North Carolina tomorrow night. Alabama at number 2. Johnson again. Samson Johnson was Stewart. McNeely hoists and hits. He'll always have a green light, is what Dan Hurley told us, and now Bear Garden. Johnson off. Back into the hand. John Fanta, Sarah Kustak with you from Stores. Coming up next. Blocking foul called.
To even get to that point, put yourself in that position, but to watch what many of these teams and so many of these players.
Caravan from the corner. How's that shot looking?
NBA game asks of you, and so you see it there in Caravan with how he plays and also just being in this type of program.
It's a tough shot.
Too. Obviously, the shooting has been at a high level for UConn, but just their ability to pass, moving the team, to play against them, to be here on banner night and see that, to feel that, to have things that you aspire to as well in the realm of what you're trying to do.
Here's the man that they have a lot of anticipation for this season.
For a lot of players in the UConn program going from that freshman to sophomore year, and that's dating back. And Castle doing that with the Spurs. I mean, he's playing about 20 minutes a game. He's been obviously the contribution he's making.
Rebounds. And how about 7 blocks? College Hoops family. Again, Creighton and UT Rio Grand Valley up next here on FS1. Reed with an and one. Quite the day.
Prayers to Greg Popovich, and obviously is to have him get to better health.
First
Athleticism, obviously, he continue shoot the three ball like that, but he's a really versatile defender too. It's going to be interesting.
Now Ralph Byer with three. Ahmad Noel, another four.
Got those 7 starts last year when Donovan Klingon was hurt, and so all of those things is what builds your program for.
We are family, so I thank our crew for that. That's very humbling, and we can't wait.
How unselfish they play in sharing the basketball, and of course on the defensive end, some of those blocks, the rebounding, but I've also been
well-rounded. They'll be back in action Saturday night, 8 Eastern time, FS2 against New Hampshire. Alex Caravan with 20, and Uconn had 4 double figures. That'll do it from Stores.